In this video, we're going to take a look at style sheet options for auto layout templates when working with question slides. Right now we have a question along the main timeline and we have some questions in question banks. So let's go ahead and actually first look at the style sheets option. Now, in our style sheets we have 3 different types of question slide styles specifically pertaining to how to lay out your question slides. These include the question slide fill slide, the question slide fit question, and the question slide align choices only. Now we'll show you the basics of working with these and then you can play around with them on your own. So actually let's go ahead and start by swapping back over to the slides tab and then coming down over here to our question banks tab, and you can go to your question banks and choose any of the slides to work with when working with these templates. So we'll start with this bank here and we'll select this particular slide. Now you'll notice here along the second level toolbar that your style sheet commands show that the auto layout template being used and applied to this particular slide is called question slide fill slide. What this means is it's going to take all of the elements within the question container and fill the slide up as much as possible based upon what you have set up in your style sheet style. Now we can go ahead, if we don't like it here, to go ahead and change this, maybe select a different style for the slide. So let's go ahead and do fit question and see what happens. And you'll notice again, this is based upon what you have set up in the auto layout template, which we'll look at in a minute. It's laid it out onto this particular slide based upon that style. Now let's go to another slide. Now you'll notice here, again along the second level toolbar, this one has question slide fit question, but we've also done some editing here where we're trying to line up our choices. Now, I could manually go in here and try to tweak this and use my alignment and distribution tools to fix this, but why do that when I already have an auto layout template that'll fix it for me? For example, I'm going to go in here, select a different style for this slide, and then this time I'm going to align my choices only. Click OK. And then you notice that they're setting them up over here. And then I can go ahead and simply drag all of them over here. So I did that in just a couple clicks. And then of course I might want to go back and say, select a different style, fit the question again. That way, if I ever update this particular style for the auto layout template, I'll have the right one applied to this slide as well. Now, if we go over to the main timeline slide here, you're going to notice that it's also using the fill slide option. So let's swap over to the Style Sheets tab and take a look at how we might modify these or where these settings are coming from. Again, you would use the same approach in each of these based upon what style you're working with. We're going to actually go ahead and work with the fill slide, and then you can play with these on your own. So you're going to go ahead and choose the attribute for the question layout, and then a dialog is going to display. In this dialog, you're going to have different tabs for additional choices for working with the auto layout template. And in each of these tabs, you can go ahead and enable the feature and then modify the settings. So for example, maybe here for this particular slide or this template, I don't want to fill the slide maybe fully. I want to maybe set a percentage. Now you notice that I have a bounding box here. This is showing me where it's going to be laid out based upon the 80% width here. And I'll just use that as the change here. And then you can also go ahead and change other options such as padding. Now watch this. When I select question text, you notice I have another container showing up. This is now where the question text will appear within the bigger container. I can change the alignment option, and you'll notice now it's going to center it. So it's showing me where it's going to go before I apply it, and so on. I can choose wrapping behavior for that particular subcontainer as well as padding. For my choices, this is where it's lining up my choices. I'm actually going to keep that there for now, but you can go through, you're getting the idea of how to change layout options, change wrapping behavior, change padding, and so on. For the responses, again, here's where the container's showing it's going to lay them out. Maybe I want to change this alignment to center. And again, I can choose wrapping behavior and padding. And then for the button, maybe I don't want the button all the way down here. Maybe I want the button to be centered instead. Okay, again, you can go through all of these choices as needed and make your modifications. Once you do that, you have some more options to look at. Down here, you can apply these changes just to the style sheet, which we can do now. But you notice it didn't update this particular slide, so it will only update it if we then apply this particular style or the entire style sheet to the project, or we can just do it here so we don't have to do that coming out of this dialog. So we'll go ahead now and apply it to the current slide. And it's relayed everything out based upon the template. And then I can also directly from this dialog apply it to all the slides with this style instead of waiting till I back out of the dialog and then apply the style itself or the entire style sheet that's been updated to the project. That's all there is to it. So if you have any questions on this particular topic or any others while working with Qarbon's products and services, please visit us online at www.qarbon.com. Happy viewletting!